Peace and blessings. What's good? This is your boy 7 Inglewood Zone right now in your zone. And this is another episode of The Blackman Show, Society Breakdown. So here we are, another week into Trump World 2.0, where Elon Musk is learning that he is an immigrant, apparently. It must be news to him right now. And Kendrick Lamar wins in this Canadian tuxedo, only highlighting his upcoming Super Bowl performance, which I'm almost positive Lil Wayne is going to be at. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know. As long as he stop bitching, you know. Anyway, and the Department of Education is slowly being phased out while educators who voted for this had no idea that it was coming.
I don't think that anyone in our county wants to cut our school funding. I don't think that anyone voted for that.
Do you mind if I ask who you voted for in the election?
I voted for Donald Trump.
Almost make you wonder how educated they are. Anyway, but instead of getting into any of that, we got to keep the main thing, and quit letting all these side quests take me off my path. So, with that in mind, I thought it was necessary to stick to the script. Therefore, in keeping with the actual spirit of the newly forged direction of The Blackman Show, presents Society Breakdown, here's an actual breakdown. So picture this, right? You buy yourself a brand new BMW, fully loaded, got the heated seats, the fancy dashboard, but one frosty, frigid February morning, like today, you get in your car, press the seat warmer button, and instead of that, you get a message saying, that'll be $18 to activate the heated seats. Please and thank you. For me, I'll be looking at that like, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? So you're telling me that my car already has the heated seats, but I gotta subscribe to them? Like what is that? I don't know. I think at this point I'm expecting BMW and all them other car people like them to start charging for power steering or oil. and I don't mean oil. I mean access to the oil. You want to go 12 miles? No, you have enough oil, but you only have paid for access to 10 miles worth of oil. So, you want to turn left? Man, you only got 12 left turns left. So, turn wisely. And this just isn't BMW. Like, we've already seen the likes of Tesla doing the same. Say if you've ever watched the Rich Rebuilds video on YouTube, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I think he's on Facebook too. Anyway, it's not sponsored, don't matter. But it's not just limited to car companies, right? Now it's tech companies, even furniture companies out here turning basic ownership into a lifetime lease. You know what I'm saying? We're living in an economy where you never really own anything. You just pay for access. And today, we are breaking down what we got here, why it's happening, and how to possibly get out of it. Okay, so the three big questions I think we're going to answer today are, why is everything turned into a subscription? How does it hurt the customers in the long term? And what can we do to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get through that a little bit. We'll see how this plays out, But so let's start with the first thing, right? Why is everything turned into a subscription? Well, companies realize that one-time sales aren't nearly as profitable as keeping their hooks into you. You know what I'm saying? Monthly payments is where it's at, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, there's a, and I won't get too deep into it, but like if you've used Adobe products, they have this one product called, Creative Cloud or Creative Suite. So you had a Creative Suite, which was initially $500, period. That was the cost, $500. And now it's $50 a month. Or a similar product, they have a Creative Cloud, which is $50 a month. And I'll give you time to do the math. You just let me know what that is after a year. Go ahead. It's a lot. Okay, so now the same model is creeping in the cars, software, furniture, right? But I think everybody was asleep at the wheel because the real first perpetrator of this, in my mind, medical visits. I mean, because look, remember when you could go to the doctor and get well and leave without creating an OnlyFans subscription before you left? You know what I'm saying? I actually used to like going to the doctor when I was a shorty. I don't know, probably because we had that good board of education, healthcare. So it didn't cost somebody co-signing your monthly arm and leg payments to fix your arm and leg. You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying I miss those days. But doctors in the medical profession today seem to be exercising that same string you along kind of business model. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I would wager that they were actually the first. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is just my speculation, but I would guess that they were probably the first, and then other companies, other models started looking at that like, oh, Johnson's back again? His back still? Man, so he's paying you every time he comes in? Huh. Got it. I mean, like, the only issue they have is like they can't continue the content. They can't keep the content going. You know what I'm saying? They can't just give you cancer that we know of. To create that throughput line, so it's definitely a one-on-one relationship where you pay, or you get cancer and you come to me for treatment. They can't do that. But yeah, they don't have the ability to keep you paying on something like that because they know that you, after, even some of the most stringent people who need care and have care concerns, after a while, they be like, you know what? Forget it. It's too much. So I can see that. But hey, a new season of Game of Thrones, people might be like, you know what? Damn it, I don't want to pay this Max bill, but I heard a new season's coming out. I gotta see that, baby. I got to see that. So it's like then they'd be like, hey, you have a broken leg? Well, here's the cast. And now it's like, oh, you have a broken leg? Great. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Do you have insurance? Okay. And no. That's great. Because now I know how we're going to bill you. So we can all get this money. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need some x-rays, possibly an MRI. And that's even before the initial treatment. Look, you also need rehab, therapy, and a slew of drugs. So, and that's, of course, as long as you can afford it. So keep working. But some doctors have found ways to keep you hooked to them for life. And I think these tech companies are finding ways to do exactly the same thing. Another reason that they're turning everything into a subscription is just the illusion of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Companies can market their subscription services as being flexible and cost effective, but in reality, they often cost more than the ownership itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back to that example I was talking about with the Adobe thing. But I mean, you also have streaming services like, look, remember when Netflix had everything? They had everything. You didn't have to go anywhere. And then what Netflix didn't have, Hulu had. So you could kind of do the two. And you was like, oh man, I'm only paying $12 and I've got 2 streaming services. And wow, isn't this amazing? Look at all the content I can watch for virtually nothing. But then everybody else got into the gig, right? Now you need Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, and Prime just to get the same content you would get with one cable subscription or gasp on a DVD. And look, I know that's crazy talk because, a relic from the past, a DVD, perish the thought. For what? And why? Control. And I don't mean, well, yes, they do that for control, but control is also another reason why everything is turned into a subscription, right? So like when you own something, you control it. And when you rent something, they control it. I mean, pretty simple. That's pretty simple right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I have some books that I have on it doesn't matter. I have some audiobooks. I have some programs and courses that I've bought from different sources, and some sources that you've likely heard of. I'll just say that. So I've bought courses and I've bought audiobooks, right? No subscription. They just say, hey, you bought this, you own this, you can have it forever. However, they can remotely delete all that stuff whenever the hell they feel like it. So I have a Udemy account, right? And you can go to Udemy for all sorts of courses or whatever. And no, I'm not sponsored. So I got a couple courses on there. One that I had specifically in commercial real estate, because there's a lot of good information on there if you access it. And one that I was looking at specifically for commercial real estate, like I'd been looking at it. I think I bought it maybe a year ago, a little bit under a year ago. And when they started having that Christmas sale, well, my access to the stuff that I already bought was taken away. I won't say the access was taken away. The file of the course was just gone. They just took the course away. The course was gone. It was still available. You could buy it again, but for whatever reason, it was gone. Now, don't get me wrong. They did fix it and put it back into my account and all that good stuff without me having to pay anything. But still, it's just the fact that they can do that. They can do that anytime. Anytime. I mean, think about times when you probably had a file or had access to something or you thought you did, and then you're looking up and you're like, wait, I thought I paid for this already. And only to find out, well, it's gone. That access is gone. Yes, you did pay for it. Yes, it's on your bill. However, the access, and that's the new word. That's the word of 2025, among others, like Project 2025. But one of the other words of 2025 is access. And if you haven't the access, it doesn't matter what you've paid for, because if you're no longer continually paying for the access, well, then you may as well just give your money away. And Tesla has the same ability, right? Like, so if you were to take have a Tesla and you've already subscribed to your heated seats, and then you say, well, I'm going to sell my car to James, and James, he buys your Tesla and it's already got the heated seat function in it for the next year. You've already got it. It's only February. You've got heated seats for the entire year. You sell the car to James. And now James has it. Tesla has the ability to be like, oh, who the hell is James? It's supposed to be Rashid's car. Oh, no. James, you got to pay for these heated seats. Off. James, you don't have it. Yeah. Rashid has access, but since James now owns it, James doesn't have access to the same thing that he paid for. Insane. I mean, and ultimately we learned that it's not about making money. It's about limiting your ability to truly own anything and keeping you locked into a cycle of payments. So how does this hurt the customers in the long term, right? I mean, first, it keeps you into a lifetime payment cycle. Again, if you don't cancel it, they ain't going to say nothing. Why would they say something about the money that you're giving to them? Why are they going to stop the money flow? For what? Oh, your mama died 8 months ago, but a card is still active because you were so grieving and didn't even know she had this account, and it's still paying her, and it's still paying for this service that she obviously can't use? So what? We ain't giving that money back. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it seems to be right now. And I've already talked about heated seats, $18 a month, $18.99 a month, versus not. I mean, I'll be real with y'all. The most foreign vehicle that you'll see your boy in probably is, unless I'm on vacation, because, hey, everybody like to wild out on vacation. but the most, I think the most foreign vehicle that I would have as just your boy Seven rolling around in his day-to-day, Honda, Nissan, Toyota. That's about as far as I think I'll go, because you can get heated seats for free. Imagine that. Heated seats for free? Oh, my gosh. What a notion. I mean, because look, ultimately, you're being made the product. You're being made a slave to the product. And the products and services that you enjoy could be your boss. You see what I'm saying? So, in essence, that's what's happening. You are becoming the slave to the things that you want. Is that what you want? Another problem is control. Now, I've already said that, why they do it. They do it for control. But a problem with that is control, because look, I'm not trying to be a worrywart or nothing like that, but I just know a little bit about history, and I know what men in power do when they have control. they don't really like to let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. What would stop your smart home device, whatever that is, from getting bricked when company X, whatever company you'd like, decides to shut that shit down or shut down the servers? What can you do? I mean, if they can do it to TikTok, if they can do it to TikTok in a matter of seconds, and just for a region at that, then they can do it to the devices that it's on as well. You'd be silly to think that they can't. Another reason or another way that it affects consumers, and saying why it's bad for consumers, is there's the psychological impact, right? I mean, people, like I said, people get used to paying monthly and stop thinking about how much they're really spending. They get into this thing called subscription fatigue, and that's why they got services like, another was it Rocket? I think it's Rocket Money. There are services out there that will help get you off those subscriptions so you can get your money back and not be spending silly money for something that you unsubscribed from or you thought you unsubscribed from months ago. You know what I'm saying? But there's legislation out there to keep you from doing that. They're banking. First of all, companies that do these streaming services, a lot of them, and I don't mean just the tech companies, because we got real estate services. People were selling courses, stuff like that. Like, hey, I'm selling a course. Come check out my course. You'll have access to it for 3 days after you paid for the course. They're like, wait, maybe I don't, learn like that. Maybe I need to revisit it just to make sure I get it. You should have got it all the first time. That's kind of how they're trying to treat you, you know what I'm saying? And then if you want to get that thing back, you have to come back and pay that re-up fee. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, they're banking on you getting to a place of subscription fatigue and who is it? Isn't it Grant Cardone or Grant Cardone's brother? One of them two have a company called Chargebacks 911, where it's an actual company where they have where they try to prevent, like if you're on a subscription service of any sort, it tries to prevent you from getting out of the subscription until they've reached an amount that they deem is suitable for whatever you're paying for. So, you say, hey, here's something that's $99.99. Oh man, I'm gonna pay for that. And then it says in the fine print $99.99, but now you agree to a monthly fee of $39.99 for the in perpetuity. So you're like, oh damn, wait, I just wanted a $99.99 payment. Hey, credit card company, I don't want this. Chargebacks 911 to be like, hey, credit card company, they didn't mean that. Keep charging. And companies are slowly conditioning people to be okay with never owning anything. And that to me is dangerous because, again, control. Have you ever heard of the notion you own nothing, but you'll be happy? Well, if not, my little pet, go ahead and look that up. Take all the time you need. It's called Agenda 21. And maybe when you'll come back, you'll be as concerned as I was when I first read about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that sounds like a threat. Ain't that a threat? That's a threat. Which leads us to what can be done to free us from subscriptions. Well, one thing is just buy things once. Look for those opportunities where you can buy something just once, and and that be it. And if it is something that you need often, like food, learn to make and plant your own. I mean, there's that, but I don't consider food a subscription service, although there are things like Blue Apron and all them other. I'm talking about a lot of companies right now that ain't sponsoring me. Y'all need to, man. Anyway, but yes, there are food subscription models out there. I'm not talking about them as much. I'm talking about, because that's more like food prep, and a lot of people don't want to cook and lazy and all that stuff, whatever. I'm talking about things that you actually can do, like watch a movie, like drive a car, turn on your heated seats, turn on your windshield wipers. Hell, maybe that's going to be on a service now. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what they're going to stop at? But seriously, if there's an opportunity for something to be purchased once, just buy it once. You know what I'm saying? Don't get into the silly model. Like my brother is a music producer, and when he told me about, I miss the good old days of LimeWire and file sharing and all that stuff. Because, if I have something, I can be like, hey, you want it too? Here, you can have it too. Don't worry about it, right? And LimeWire was cutting into a lot of companies' paychecks for that, and that's why a lot of people get sued. So, whatever. Shout out to them. But I just think about my brother is, or was, I don't think he's doing it now, but he had Pro Tools. And with Pro Tools, it used to be a program you put it on your desktop, and you do music. But now it's a subscription service. So you just have to pay, and you're paying for access. Oh, you want to, and you're paying, and there's different tiers of access as well. So, if you want to get the basic service or the best service, depending on your pockets, you can do that. And it's just weird because at the same time he was doing Pro Tools. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm a huge. Neither of us are owning music, so let's not act like anybody's doing better than others. But while he was, seeking out what the best program was at the time, I was on LimeWire and I had downloaded Pro Tools, and I downloaded Acid, and I downloaded Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? So I just have those, and I was like, well, I have these, and maybe they're bootleg versions or whatever. But guess what? For everything that I'm doing, this is enough. This is all I need. You know what I mean? So there's that. All that to say, if you have the opportunity, just buy something once. Another thing you can do is, resist the subscription model for even the essential items. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fall for unnecessary subscriptions for furniture rentals and cars. So I was talking about the different tiers of access for Pro Tools, right? Like, I can imagine with this Agenda 21 thing that they're going to do some sort of tiered system of living. Also, hey, you want the basic living package? Here, so now you don't have to worry about anything. All you have to do is work. Go to work and pay this bill. Pay this one single bill. They'll do something like that. Hey, pay this one single bill, and this is all you'll get access to a home with one or two bedrooms in it, a bathroom, maybe access to public transportation. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And here's the package that you buy. But if you want to have the luxurious package, the platinum package, if you will, then you'll pay even higher amount. Now you can get like a busted ass Tesla or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I don't like Elon Musk. So there's these different tiers that you can possibly have, and maybe this is how you can live. I could see that being the future. And I can see that being a horrible thing because basically that keeps you enslaved and beholden to these corporations. You're beholden to everybody who's telling you that you have to pay a certain amount, give them money so you can have access to whatever it is that they're selling you. Hell, bathroom access. What's to stop them from saying that you only get 15 minutes at work to use the bathroom, or it's taken out of your check? Can you imagine that? I'm just saying, everything is being streamed right now. And I honestly would suggest that instead of leasing things, that you save money and buy used or refurbished items. Even your car. Even your car. Yes, even your car. It wouldn't be a bad thing. And lastly, I would say find companies that sell things, not subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? Look, and I'll just put it like this. If any car that you purchase cannot be worked on by you after you've paid for it, you probably don't need to buy it. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying like everybody who buys a car needs to be an at-home auto mechanic. I'm not saying that because there's a lot of things in my car I don't know how to do. However, I know how to do quite a few things. And those things that I know how to do, I don't have to pay somebody else for my ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, right? Like they get you in this cycle. They understand that Americans are lazy and stupid. So you have to pay for your laziness and the things that you don't know. That's how they get us. That's how they get us. So my idea, which may be kind of radical, is to know how to make, fix, and do things. Because, when you know things, you can't be taken advantage of, at least not as easily. And so if they're trying to upgrade your packaged living quarters for an additional $1,000, You're not just gonna be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna pay an extra $1,000 a month so I can have free Wi-Fi. Because that ain't enough of a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, it's about making smart choices and knowing when a subscription is actually worth it and when it's just a scam. Ain't that right, Grant? Just to recap, subscriptions aren't always bad, but they are designed to benefit corporations, not you. If you can own something, do it, right? Because there's a limited amount of it. And once they realize that you like it, they probably are going to try to find ways to pull it back so you have to pay for access to it. And lastly, be intentional about what you subscribe to and buy, and realize that knowing things keeps you from getting had. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I'm going to ask y'all, what is the craziest subscription you've seen? Drop it down in the comments. Let's free ourselves by sharing our horror stories. You know what I'm saying? I know I had this one subscription that was for about 3 years that I didn't know because it was only about $3 a month. But when I found it, oh man, I made enough noise to my bank that I got 33 out of the 39 months back. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of making noise and acting an ass for your stuff, because at the end of the day, it is yours. And if you found this breakdown to be helpful, make sure to subscribe, baby. Hit the like button. Ain't no monthly payments involved here. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you hit the like, drop a comment, share this with your peeps, all that good stuff. Follow me on all the socials. I am at Show the Blackman or The Blackman Show. I'm sure you can find it in all the platforms that are relevant. Anyway, next week, as long as it ain't no craziness to, supersede it or pull me off my square, we're going to break down why owning a home is harder than ever and who's actually buying up all the real estate. Don't miss it. But that's it for today. From your boy 7, this has been The Blackman Show presents Society Breakdown. Y'all be safe out there. Peace. And I'm out.